Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you everybody for your lovely get well messages. I am feeling a bit better. Still got a bit of a sore chest and like kind of hurts when I breathe. But yeah, I am feeling a bit better, and I'm missing crafting. So, you know, crafting is definitely my therapy. It puts me in a zone where I just feel happy. So I thought, why not take you all with me? It's you know, yeah, if you can handle the croaky voice, then yeah. But I am feeling better, and I really do appreciate all your well wishes. Thank you all so much. So today I'm playing catch up. I'm going to try and film as many videos as I can. I think I've got 3 I need to catch up on, plus today's video. So it's going to be a lot, but I'm going to try and keep them short and sweet just because they are catch up. So what I'm going to do today is, you know, the gatefold that we've got in the journal at the back. So what I kind of had this feeling, well, this thinking that I wanted to do that gatefold, I wanted to look down the side of it to look like it was part of a concrete post. If you remember in one of my previous videos, I said I was going to pick up my A5 brick embossing folder, the 3D one that Tim Holtz brought out. I still haven't managed to get there, so they've kindly emailed me and told me that they'll post me it, so that should be with me in the next couple of days, because I've also got some Tim Holtz Christmas stuff in there as well. So I thought I would just use just the regular sized 3D brick one. As you can see, I've already been playing and I have created this. Isn't this just so cool? Doesn't it just look like brick? Now, I have 2 ways of doing this, both really easy, really simple. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to be using, and then we're going to get into making some really cool brick ephemera. Right, so first off, obviously, the brick embossing folder. This one, I don't think it has a number on it. It doesn't. It's just that I think it's called Brickwork is what it's called. So yeah, you need, it doesn't have to be Tim Holtz, it can be any brick one. So this is the first way you can put it through. I like to use heavyweight cardstock for this, not matte photo paper, or you can actually, we might try it because we're using oxides and you get different effects when you use matte photo paper, as we realised back in the summer when we use oxides and distress, which are water reactive, we know this, but when we use it on matte photo paper, they're permanent. Like once they're down, they won't move. And I absolutely love that, because sometimes you don't want it to move, you just want it to stay there and not be water reactive. So yeah, so I'm using craft cardstock. Now this craft cardstock is the stuff that I get from the works. It is not expensive at all. I think it's about this is from the range. I think it's about £2 for 25 sheets, and it's 250 grams. But it's exactly the same from the works. But I believe from the works, it's about £1 for 25 sheets. So that's the cardstock that I use. This is the first way to do it. Cut your cardstock, put it through your Sizzix and emboss it, and then spray. There also is a second way to do it, which we're also going to do. So we're going to try 3 different versions. We're going to do this version first. Now, the oxides I'm going to be using are rusty hinge, iced spruce, forest moss, black soot. Let me just lay these down for you so you can write them down. Vintage photo, frayed burlap, and then walnut stain in just the distress. That's the only one we're going to be using in the distress. Now, I am going to do one with black soot and without black soot, because I'm finding that this oxide black soot is a very dominant colour. I mean, black is dominant anyway, isn't it? But this is a very dominant colour. You can't tend to get any other colours really past it, as you can see. I mean, you can see some shading, but once you put the black soot down, there's no point spraying over it, because you are not going to get any other colour. Now, if black soot is the colour that you want to go through, ice spruce will show on top because it is a lighter colour, and some of frayed burlap will as well. But yeah, it's a very dominant colour. So what we're going to do is, I've got my little my little spray box here. It's just a box where I got some goodies in on, I think it's Heidi's swap box. So I'm going to put 2 in at once, and I'm going to do 1 black soot, and then I'm going to do 1 with just the other colours. So I am going to put the black soot down first, just because if you put a load of colours down and then you put the black soot, this is just going to swallow all the colours up, which is just a waste of ink. So I have shaked them all up, and I'm just going to give it a spray and then cover it with water. And if you want to put gloves on, put gloves on, because it's messy play. So we're just covering it like that. Some of the cardstock is showing through, which is absolutely fine. Let me get a wet wipe. And then this one, we're going to go over it with some iced spruce, which I haven't used yet. It's still closed. But first, I think we're going to do forest moss. Just make sure we've got all the oxide. So I'm just going to cover it, put a little bit on there as well. Again, spray. Then I'm going to go over with some, while it's still wet, some vintage photo. And then I think I also want to go in with some fragrance. So then I'm going to dry these. So do you see what I mean? Like, this is, I mean, you saw I sprayed some forest moss on there, some vintage photo, and you can kind of see it, and a little bit of forest moss down here and down here. But the black soot is so dominant that it just takes it away. Whereas look at this around here. Isn't this just gorgeous? And then to darken this up, we can use colours like the Walnut Stain Distress. So I don't want to affect this bit because I love this orange brick. So I'm just going to spray round. I'm going to spray on this because I'm hoping, I'm not going to dilute this. I am going to, because this is also going to reactivate what was underneath it as well. So just spray a little bit more on top like that. Shall I spray this one? Oh, I think yeah, that's good. And then I do have a Forest Moss Distress. So it's just a case, just literally, just experiment. Have fun. Get your sprays out and just experiment. So I'm going to dry these off again and then I'll be back. They're practically dry and look at the difference. So I did spray a little bit of vintage photo on it and you are getting different effects. I mean, don't they just look so cool? But what you also need to remember is oxides will always overpower distress. They always will. So you can either use just distress or just oxide. It's entirely up to you. So these are the 4 that I have done. Like I said, just experiment, just play, and just have fun, really. So now to get this effect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to take my Hero Arts unicorn pigment ink, and then I'm just going to, got a little trespasser on there, and then I'm just gonna run it across the ink till it's all fully covered. You can do this with paint as well if you want to, and then I'm just gonna literally lightly run over the top, and then I'm gonna go up and down. And the white ink, it doesn't transfer any ink onto your ink pad because it's dry. So the white ink is literally going to take on whatever colour is underneath. Now I'm pretty sure that there is a white StazOn ink that could possibly Look at that. Look at that, how that white's picked up. That could possibly not take on the colour that's underneath. So that's that one. And then let's do... And you don't have to do it all. You can literally just do little bits. And then just kind of leave bits less. What I like to do is put some on and then give them a dry and come back in and just go over it again, just randomly in places. Like that. And then you'll get different colour variations of it. So like those two are wet, so let those dry. So this is the one I did a little while ago. So it's all of it is dry. So I'm just going to randomly go back over it like that. And then you're going to get brighter colours and darker colours because it's sitting on top of the ink that's already soaked up the colour. It will soak up the colour, but it won't be as dark as the first layer. So you get gradients of the white, which I think is like really, really cool. Those, don't they just look amazing? How cool are they? All just the different gradients of the white. And one of the reasons why I like using ink pad is because paint is quite heavy, whereas ink isn't. And can you see it picks up all the impressions, the embossed impressions on the bricks, whereas paint would possibly be so heavy that it, like a thicker liquid, that it would seep into it. But look at these, aren't they just so cool? So this, one of the reasons why I wanted to do a video on this was because it's just such a cool effect, and it's perfect to have like a Sunday craft, to sit down, emboss a load of bricks or wood or something like that, and then just distress them all, glue them, put them in your stash, ready for when you want to do some crafting. So let's do the other version. What you can do is get your cardstock, just your heavyweight cardstock, don't do anything to it, and now we're just going to spray. So I am going to go in with some of the frayed burlap, and this is just where you're just gonna have so much fun. And you can use black, of course. I'm going in with some of the, I think this is Vintage Photo, and we are just going to cover Forest Moss. We are literally just going to cover the sheet. Some Forest Moss Oxide. And some walnut stain. Now I'm going to go in with some sprays and just move it all around. The whole sheet. Literally just let them amalgamate, I think that's a word, together. Just like that. And then wear gloves. This is messy play. Look, can we just appreciate? I mean, look at that. Oh, isn't it just stunning? I mean, that alone, oh, delicious. I also added a little bit of ground espresso as well. So that's where the dark spots have come in. But oh my goodness. And not only that, I did put a piece of paper underneath to kind of soak up through the box. And look at this. I'm going to enjoy using that. So we've done this. Let me just move my box out the way, because our next move is going to be, I'm going to take the embossing folder and cut round it so it fits in. And we've got some really cool bits left over. And then I'm going to take my embossing folder and I'm going to take my brayer and my black soot. No, actually I'm not, because I don't want it to stain. So I'm going to use VersaFine Clair, and I'm just going to do what I did with the white and just take all the ink, and then I'm going to do I don't want the brickwork black. I want the bits in between black. So I'm going to do the debossed side, and I'm just going to go over that. Oh. With the ink pad. I mean, you can do it with the brayer. Let me just wipe that off, because we don't want to be getting any of that on our white ink pad when we come to use it. You can do it with the brayer, or you can just simply which, you know, is easier, I guess. So let's not use the brayer. Let's make life easy on ourselves, Toni. And then you don't have to do this. I don't know why I am. And then we're just going to lay this down. Make sure the colour is this side down. Lay it on top. Close the embossing folder up. And now I'm going to go and put it through my scissors. Then we end up with this, where you get transfers of the ink in between the bricks. How cool does that look? Don't forget to wipe your embossing folder. So that's all dry. Our brayer is all clean. And then we're just gonna pick up the white ink again, and then we're just gonna literally run over the top. You can go in all directions. And then just keep layering. And then dry and layer, dry and layer. And like I said, because we've used oxide, I mean, I think it does it with distress as well, to be honest with you. It'll just, the white will just pick up the colour underneath. So I'm going to dry this now and then put another layer of white on top. I noticed that it was taking a while. It was coming off on my gloves. It was taking a while for the white ink to dry. So I had an idea. I thought frosted crystal, and look what it does. Isn't that just so cool? So we are just going to some of it is dry and some of it isn't. So like in thicker parts it isn't. So I'm just letting the embossing powder just pick up literally what it wants to pick up, and then I'm just so this is the side with the frosted crystal, and this is the side that I haven't done yet. Isn't that just, look at that. Oh, it looks delicious. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. And I get to use my little tray again, so that was exciting. But the effects are just so cool. Oh, everything's falling over, hold on. I mean, the thing is because we only put the white ink on the actual brick surface and not underneath, the embossing powder just sat on top of the bricks, so you get a can you see that? I hope the camera's picking up. You get a completely different texture on the bricks, and it's matte, which is just always so cool. I mean, look at those. They are just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I can't even remember which one. I think it's this one is the one that we did second. But look at those. How awesome are they? Now we're going to do one more with the matte photo paper, and then that will be it. But look how many we've got for our stash that we can play with, because these are really cool to use in clusters as well. So I've got some double-sided matte photo paper. This is 240 grams, so it is the thick stuff. And now I'm just going to spray, and you will see the difference as to how it spreads on craft stock and any other paper compared to matte photo paper. It really doesn't. Now what you can get a little bit of movement if you want to, by spraying, like literally drowning the paper in water, and then you will get a little bit of movement. So that was the walnut stain. I'm then going to go over with a bit of the vintage photo and forest moss. And I also want to do a bit of the ground espresso as well. And you can see what I mean, like the puddles will move, but can you see this here? This isn't moving. The oxides are moving. Let's get some. Yeah, the oxides are moving, but the distress underneath is not moving. As soon as it hits, can you see the sprays here? As soon as it hits, it's dry. So I'm going to give this a dry and then I'll be back. As you can see, matte photo paper also activates the oxide so much quicker than normal. So I'm just giving it a quick spray. Gonna help it move about. And luckily enough, with matte photo paper, it's very durable. Like, it will take a lot. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. If you wanted, look at that round there. If you are doing like a space journal or something like that, some Kitsch Flamingo and Wilted Violet, or that other one, Villamus Potion, whatever it's called, this would look awesome. You would have a galaxy, an absolute gorgeous galaxy. But we're going to make brickwork out of it. So how cool is that? So I'm going to take my embossing folder, and I think I want to use this top corner. I'm going to use this top corner. So I'm just going to close it over, get my scissors. I mean, just look at that bit for a stormy sky. Right, so I'm going to put this through my scissors. It has cracked some of the paper, but I don't mind that. How cool is that? Look at it on the back. It's so gooey and gruesome, but look at that. How cool is that? So now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to go over. I have got, even though I had that box down, I have literally got sprays of ink everywhere. Right, so we're just going to pick up some white ink and go in over the top. Oh, wow. I think I'm loving the matte photo paper, I'm not going to lie. And if we rush and get in there too sweet, we might be able to keep some of the white before it turns colour. Because I'm hoping the frosted crystal will freeze it. And look at that. Isn't that just so cool? I love this top bit better, to be honest. How cool is that? So then we've got, which is the one, let me see if I can tell from the back. This one. So this is the one where we inked the paper first. This is the matte photo paper. And then these are the ones that we embossed first and then inked after. To be honest, there's not really that much in it. They all look really, really cool. But I do think I prefer the matte photo paper. I'm not going to lie. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Right, so I am going to upload another video where we're using these on the gatefold page. So make sure you check back a little bit later on for the other catch-up. And I will see you all then. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. Especially as in the next 2 days, there's going to be about 5 videos coming. So, make time. I hope you've got the time. And I will see you all in my next video. Happy crafting, everybody, and take care. Bye.